breaking down the headlines with speed and precision. Welcome to Neural Newscast, where AI meets responsible reporting.
Neural Newscast Global. I'm Andrew Lindbeck. Today is September 23rd, 2025. On this day in 1863, in Memphis, Tennessee, Union forces occupied the city during the Civil War, solidifying federal control of this strategic Mississippi River port and shaping operations in the Western Theater. Political headlines are next. President Donald Trump cancels a planned meeting with House Democrats as the government shutdown deadline looms and negotiations falter. Cassandra Joyce has more on this.
President Donald Trump cancels a planned meeting with top Democrats as shutdown risks rise. The White House says Democratic demands are unserious. Democrats respond that he is avoiding negotiations. Analysts say both reflect partisan positioning in a high-stakes budget fight. The dispute centers on spending caps and border and immigration policy, long-running flashpoints. Republicans push for tighter enforcement and lower discretionary spending. Democrats seek protections for migrants and higher domestic funding. Each side frames its stance as fiscal responsibility. The impasse underscores broader debates over federal priorities as the deadline approaches.
President Donald Trump tells NATO allies they should shoot down aircraft that violate their airspace. A stance stirring debate on escalation risks. Let's hear from Daniel Grove.
President Donald Trump says NATO allies should shoot down aircraft that violate their airspace. He frames it as backing partners facing recent Russian incursions. The stance is one perspective in an ongoing debate over deterrence and escalation. Some European officials press for tougher rules of engagement. Others warn a shoot-down risks a wider conflict. NATO's charter allows collective defense, but responses vary by country and circumstance. Critics urge layered interception and diplomacy first, while supporters argue clearer red lines prevent further probes. This is Daniel Grove for Neural Newscast.
From the World Desk, here's what's new. At the United Nations, President Donald Trump delivers a lengthy address criticizing migration and climate policies and urging nations to put their countries first. Monica Kellen has more on this.
President Donald Trump delivers a scathing speech at the United Nations, attacking migration and climate policies. Speaking in New York for nearly an hour, he criticizes countries he says fail to control borders and reject national sovereignty. He argues open migration fuels crime and strains public services. Trump also dismisses international climate accords as unfair and costly, favoring domestic energy production. He challenges the UN's effectiveness and urges members to put your countries first. The address sharpens U.S. policy lines ahead of global talks and pressures allies on security and spending.
The International Criminal Court charges former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte with crimes against humanity in connection to his anti-drug campaign. Here's Samuel Green with more.
The International Criminal Court charges former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte with crimes against humanity. Philippine authorities arrest Duterte on an ICC warrant, then transfer him to The Hague. He now sits in an ICC detention facility in the Netherlands. Prosecutors link the charges to thousands of deaths during his 2016-2022 anti-drug campaign. Human rights groups have long accused Duterte's government of extrajudicial killings. The case tests Manila's cooperation with international justice and could strain domestic politics. An ICC spokesperson says the court will pursue accountability wherever the evidence leads.
3 Sahel states say they're leaving the International Criminal Court, citing neo-colonial bias and straining justice efforts in the region. Let's hear from Thomas Golding.
Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger say they are leaving the International Criminal Court. The military-led governments accuse the ICC of serving neo-colonial repression. All three face allegations of human rights abuses during campaigns against insurgents. Withdrawal would limit ICC access to future crimes on their soil.
It does not erase potential cases for past acts while they were members. The move follows their broader break with Western partners and closer ties with Russia. Human rights groups warn victims may lose a path to justice as violence continues.
A U.S. congressional delegation visiting China warns that the lack of military-to-military talks is dangerous and risks miscalculation. Kara Swift reports on this story.
A rare U.S. congressional delegation visits China and warns that stalled military talks are dangerous. The bipartisan group urges direct channels to prevent accidents in the South China Sea and around Taiwan. Lawmakers say both countries need routine uniform contact between commanders. They call for crisis hotlines and regular drills to reduce risk. One member says miscommunication can lead to conflict. The visit signals cautious engagement after years of tension over trade, technology, and surveillance. Both sides face growing regional flashpoints and tighter military patrols.
A drone strike in Port-au-Prince kills 8 children at a birthday party during an operation targeting a suspected gang leader. Lydia Holmes is here with more details.
A drone strike in Haiti kills 8 children at a birthday party, authorities say. The unmanned aircraft targets a suspected gang leader, but hits a celebration instead. The strike occurs in a neighborhood of Port-au-Prince, where gangs control large areas. Haiti's government has turned to drones as it battles armed groups tightening their grip on the capital. Community leaders report multiple injuries and deep trauma among survivors. Human rights advocates call for stricter safeguards and accountability. A police spokesperson says the operation aims to disrupt gang command, but an investigation is underway.
Super Typhoon Ragasa batters the northern Philippines, displacing thousands and heading toward Hong Kong and southern China. Market movements and financial headlines. A consumer group has filed a super complaint accusing UK insurers of widespread unfair claim rejections across multiple product lines. Ethan Wells is here with more details.
A consumer group files a super complaint against UK insurers alleging widespread unfair claim rejections. It says customers face confusing processes, long delays, and high hurdles after losses. The group urges the Financial Conduct Authority to investigate patterns across home, motor, and travel policies. It points to rising premiums and strict exclusions that leave people uncovered when they need help most. The complaint seeks clearer rules, faster decisions, and refunds where firms acted unfairly. One advocate says claims should be support, not struggle.
The administration's new $100,000 H-1B fee is putting pressure on startups that rely on skilled foreign workers. I'm joined by Jason Miller.
The Trump administration sets a $100,000 fee for each new H-1B visa, jolting tech hiring. Startups in Silicon Valley say the steep cost strains tight budgets and slows growth. Many rely on skilled foreign engineers to build products and meet investor timelines. Larger firms can absorb the hit. Smaller teams cannot. Founders warn they may freeze roles, relocate work overseas, or delay launches. The policy aims to curb reliance on foreign labor, but startups call it a, quote, talent tax. This is Jason Miller for Neural Newscast.
You are listening to NNC, Neural Newscast. Subscribe and listen wherever you choose, and be sure to listen to our archive for more content like this episode, published daily at nnewscast.com.
Now, let's cover technology headlines. NVIDIA plans a major investment in OpenAI, reshaping the infrastructure behind generative AI. Now, science headlines and discoveries. Researchers unveil a robotic platform that speeds discovery of electrocatalysts, accelerating clean energy research. I'm joined by Nathaniel Cohen.
A new robotic platform speeds the discovery of electrocatalysts for clean energy. The system combines automation, machine learning, and rapid electrochemical testing to search multi-element alloys. It mixes and deposits tiny samples, measures performance, and learns which compositions work best. Researchers screen hundreds of candidates per day, not dozens. The platform focuses on reactions crucial for hydrogen production, fuel cells, and CO2 conversion. Faster discovery could cut costs and boost scaling of green technologies. One scientist calls it a catalyst GPS, guiding experiments toward promising materials. This is Nathaniel Cohen for Neural Newscast.
Now, let's explore environmental stories. A new study warns global warming will sharply raise the risk of multi-year droughts and extreme water scarcity in coming decades. Culture headlines are next. Iceland is reassessing mass tourism after 15 years of rapid growth that has strained infrastructure and local life. Celebrity news and pop culture highlights.
Iceland questions the cost of mass tourism after 15 years of rapid growth. The 2010 geological eruption put the island on the map, and annual visitors surged from under 500,000 to more than 2 million. Crowds strain roads, housing, and fragile landscapes. Locals worry about rising prices and cultural erosion. Officials weigh tighter caps, higher fees, and regional dispersal. One planner says, "We need balance," urging sustainable limits without stalling the economy.
That wraps our roundup for this edition of NNC Daily News. We'll have continuing coverage online and updates as stories develop.
You've been listening to Neural Newscast, AI-powered, human-reviewed. For past episodes, visit neuralnewscast.com. Neural Newscast combines real voice recordings with synthesized voices to enable prompt production without sacrificing quality. All content is generated using advanced AI algorithms developed by a human and undergoes fact-checking and human review prior to release. While we strive for factual, non-biased reporting and actively work to prevent AI hallucinations, AI-generated content can occasionally contain errors. Listeners are encouraged to verify critical information from trusted sources. For more details on our AI transparency policies, visit nnewscast.com.